Hello, I'm Wally Haas. I'm your host for Rockford on the Record. Before you do anything else, please like our content, subscribe to our channel. Today I'm with Rockford Mayor Tom McNamara, and this topic is mental health.
Yeah.
You recently announced a new advisory board. Why do we have another advisory board when the county has a board that citizens approved a tax referendum for not that long ago? Why do we need another advisory board?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about this. So, in one, I'll take a second and just talk a little bit about Winnebago County's tax board that they have. They do a phenomenal job. This is not in competition with that. This is really, I believe, to help create a more holistic plan for our community. The board does a tremendous job, the tax board does a tremendous job in responding to the needs and requests of organizations. And truthfully, City of Rockford's been a huge beneficiary from the countywide tax. I mean, we've created the Community Crisis Response Team. We've enhanced our 911 services and how we respond to mental health crisis situations. They've done a tremendous job. But since around 2012, when the state really stopped funding and closed the doors of senior mental health facility, we've been in a crisis. And then you look at COVID, it's just exacerbated that mental health crisis that our community has been facing. This group is made up of leaders of our three major health systems, of NAMI, of our community-based health organizations, of Rose Grants, probably the leader in providing mental health services, of so many different leaders of important and critical stakeholders in the mental health field. What they're going to be doing is looking at the issue of mental health in our community, looking at the issues that our residents are facing, and they are going to be tasked with developing an action plan. So actually having a holistic plan, having a list of those gaps and having a holistic plan. So then when an organization wants to apply for mental health funding at the state or the county level, we can now say, yes, there was this gap, and this plan that someone's submitting to fills this gap. I kind of look at it as what we did with domestic violence. So before we did it with domestic violence, the first thing we did wasn't open a family peace center. First thing we did was create a gap document, listen to those people who have been most impacted by domestic violence, and list out those gaps. So now every single thing that we do and others in our community do, they read that gap document and say, where are the needs? Let me create a plan to help fill those needs so that there isn't duplication of efforts, so that we're not trying to do something that maybe we're already really good at. Let's focus on those areas that need to improve.
Well, in mental health, 1 in 5 residents of Winnebago County has a diagnosable mental health issue. Now, that's an underreported number. Now, there's probably much more than that. So, in my way of thinking, you cannot underdo mental health services or anything at all to help our residents cope.
Absolutely, and I mean, I'm teaming up with Chairman Joe Shirelli because you're right, it's absolutely underreported. That number is probably 2 or 3 times what you just stated. And so our thought process is we do have some wonderful assets in our community when it comes to mental health. We have some incredible thinkers and leaders when it comes to mental health. Let's get them all in a room instead of me and the chairman or our boards creating what we think would be a plan. Let's get the experts in a room, have them look at the needs. They know the needs from their organization standpoint, and let's create that plan so that we can have kind of a framework and a roadmap to success so that we can provide the services that our residents need and deserve.
Now, mental health, besides being something that the community needs on an individual basis, it's also a public safety issue because we have so many individuals who have mental health crises that are committing crimes.
So it certainly can be. I will also say I don't want to spend my time thinking too much or relating because I think there's a lot of people who have mental health concerns that aren't in the criminal justice system and don't commit crimes. But it's an education issue, it's an economic issue, and it can be a public safety issue. And I think we need to increase our educational attainment levels. We need to be a healthier community. We need to make sure that we always have a thriving economy. And I think when you have strong mental health, all of those increase. And so what we want to do is make sure that no citizen in our community has to wait months for an appointment, that they can get into someone that they can trust and that fits their needs. And right now, we just have a lot of different needs. I mean, I can state what I think, but the team is just getting started. So, I mean, what we've already been hearing kind of as the team has just started is we know we need more workers. One example, we need more social workers. Well, what can we do here locally to help grow our own social workers? We may need an inpatient facility. What do we do to get that inpatient facility? What we don't want to see, and I was one of the first, and I would like to think one of the more vocal proponents of the tax, which I think any citizen watching this continue to support that mental health tax. It's incredible. It has great return on your investment, and we're really fortunate to have it. But what we don't want to see is to have that board. We have great board members, but we don't want that board to just be reactive. We want people to be reacting to a plan, to a structured plan and roadmap that'll help improve our community today and into the future. And we hope that this group of leaders will help provide us that.
Very good. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Mental health is an important issue in our community, and it sounds like you've got a pretty good plan going forward. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Rockford on the Record. I'm Wally Haas.